Have you ever wondered why two people can walk down the exact same street, yet one sees a world of beauty, while the other sees only a path of dirt? The bitter truth is that we do not see the world as it is. We see the world as we are. Most of us spend our entire lives waiting for the world to change so that we can finally feel happy. We wait for a better job, a kinder neighbor, or a luckier day. But the secret of the mind is that happiness is not a destination you reach. It is a lens you choose to put on every single morning. If your internal filter is dark, even a sunny day will feel gloomy. Let me tell you a story about two travelers named Dev and Jatin. They were walking toward a famous golden city, hoping to find a new life. The road was long, winding, and covered in thick grey dust. The sun was hot, and the air was still. Jatin walked with a heavy heart. He focused on the sweat trickling down his back and the stones that poked through his thin shoes. To Jatin, the journey was a punishment. He spoke only of the heat, the distance, and the dryness of the land. He felt miserable, and his body felt twice as heavy because of the negative thoughts he carried in his mind. Dev, however, walked with a light step. While his shoes were just as thin as Jatin's, he noticed the small purple flowers that grew in the cracks of the dry earth. He felt the occasional cool breeze and smiled, grateful for the moment of relief. This difference in their minds created two very different worlds. For Jatin, the road was a prison. For Dev, it was an adventure. This is a psychological weight we all carry. When we focus on what is wrong, our brains become wired to find more problems. Stress affects the brain like a fog, making us blind to the opportunities right in front of us. At the midpoint of their journey, they stopped at a well where an old man named Siddhant sat in the shade. Siddhant was known for his deep peace. Jatin immediately began to complain to him about the terrible road. Siddhant listened quietly and then offered them a challenge. He told them to walk the next 5 miles. However, Jatin was told to count every sharp stone and every thorn he saw. Dev was told to count every beautiful thing, no matter how small. Siddhant promised that at the end of the 5 miles, he would reveal a secret that would make them rich. The two men set off. Jatin kept his eyes glued to the ground, searching for every sharp rock and every prickly bush. He found hundreds of them. By the time he reached the 5-mile mark, he was angry, tired, and his feet actually hurt more than before. Dev, on the other hand, arrived with a bright face. He had seen the way the sunlight hit the wings of a dragonfly. He had seen a mother bird feeding her young. He had even found a smooth, colorful pebble that felt like silk in his hand. When they met Siddhant again, Jatin shouted that the road was full of thorns. Dev whispered that the road was full of wonders. Siddhant smiled and shared his wisdom, that the world is a giant mirror. If you look for thorns, your feet will surely bleed. If you look for roses, you will find perfume. He explained that our attention is our most valuable currency. What we pay attention to is what we get more of in life. This is not just a story from the past, it is a law of nature. If you train your eyes to find the bad, you will live in a bad world. But if you train your heart to find the good, the world becomes a garden. In our modern life of 2026, we are surrounded by digital noise. The algorithms on our phones are like the path Jatin walked. If you click on negative news and angry comments, the world will feed you more of that darkness. You will start to believe that everyone is mean and the future is hopeless. you must learn to choose your focus. A practical way to do this is the 3-entry rule. Every night before you sleep, write down 3 small things that went well. It could be a good cup of tea, a smile from a stranger, or a task you finished. This simple act rewires your brain to look for the light. Success in the modern world belongs to those who can maintain a positive mindset in the middle of a storm. Your life will always have dust and stones, but it will also always have flowers.
The question is, which one will you choose to count? What you seek, you shall surely find. Look for the light in every shadow, and you will never walk in darkness.